Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Marquette Golden Eagles Dynasty here on NCAA Football 14. Our Marquette Golden Eagles come in at a 4-game winning streak. Last week we defeated number 15 Boise State in Idaho on the blue turf, and now we return home here as we're at the halfway point of the season. 6 games in, we're 4-2, and we're playing very, very good football. We come in 3 straight games without a turnover, and that's proven to be the difference for us on offense. We really haven't had to, rely too much on Greg Walker at quarterback, although he's playing tremendous last week. 3 touchdown passes, tying a career high. We're going to try and still play efficient on offense and see if we can keep up this turnover-free streak as we're set here against the 4-2 Minnesota Golden Gophers. Mark Hudspeth, the head coach here, his 3rd year, only 9 wins combined in his first 2 seasons, but now 4 already halfway through the season. So kind of righting the ship here in Minnesota and trying to get them on the right track. We do win the coin toss, so we're going to defer to the second half, and we'll put this Minnesota offense out there to start. Now here's Eddie Stevens on for the kickoff as we're now underway from the BMO Bradley Center. We do have a few visits this week as Carter will take it out of his own end zone. Kevin Davis was there initially, couldn't bring him down, and then finally brought down there at the 35, a good return from Eric Carter. As I was saying, we have a few visits this week, most notably 4-star receiver CJ Saria, the 167th ranked player on the overall board. Opening pass here for Carter, and he does break it up the sideline a bit, and a good pick up there, 23 yards on what seemed to be a harmless play. Minnesota does bring a spread offense, and they're going to have a lot of receivers out there very deep in the receiving core. A quick one here for Carter again as Price, no agility there. As Carter, another big gain, had the opening kickoff and then 2 receptions for 41. Now Minnesota already inside the 25, Holt to pass. Actually, he's going to scramble this one, and Holt, a very good athlete under center, as he's going to work ahead for a first down and 12 yards. Great opening drive already for the Golden Gophers. Minnesota moving the ball at will here to start, only 30 seconds into this contest. Holt, another drop back here. He has a man over the middle, that's Jones, and he drops it. Now Holt from the shotgun, Berkeley Edwards, the running back. Holt's going to pass. He has a man over the middle, and another drop as Mackey had it in his hands. And that's a freshman wide receiver out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, Jared Mackey. Now a good response here from the defense, forcing a 3rd and 10. Cole Holt again from the shotgun. And he'll take the snap. He's going to go towards the sideline for Wozniak, the tight end, and that's not even close, just a yard. And a good response from the defense, as I said, now holding the Golden Gophers to a field goal attempt. This one, I think, a 28-yarder. Really just a chip shot here for Minnesota to take the 3-0 lead, and that was very good. A lot of kick power there from the kicker, and he might be able to hit from pretty deep in this one. Tennessee continuing to win football games. Now 6-1, they take down number 4 South Carolina, give the Gamecocks their first loss of the season, and Nathan Peterman, the quarterback there for the Volunteers. Other action, Georgia Tech still undefeated, a 35-30 win over North Carolina, and they're going to be number 3 still. Texas A&M wins by 4 against Mississippi State, and some good SEC action early on so far. And they're not even a minute into the game, Minnesota up 3-0 as Marquette takes over from the 25 after an opening touchback. Walker from the shotgun, Squatto Mockpour in motion. 5 receivers out there for Marquette. And Mockpour was open downfield, but a little late on the throw as the Minnesota DB got it over there to get a hand in. We are going to try and be aggressive in the passing game this week. Minnesota very weak in the secondary. Now 2nd and 10 we'll give to Alexander, his first give of the game, and a good one up the middle for 9 yards. Now 3rd and 1. And they go right back to Alexander. Good push there as Tito Cruz was pushed back bad there on the line, and Alexander brought down for a loss at his own 34. Being so deep in our territory, we usually would go for this one, but being early on, we'll just go for the punt here. Eddie Stevens on a very good one last week. I think he got one down at the 6-yard line, if I'm not mistaken. And now this one up. And it's going to be fielded from the 24. And there's Carter again. A good solo tackle there by Mike Carroll, the redshirt freshman corner. Our number 5 corner on the depth chart, but really hasn't seen the field much. Now, before we get another look at the Golden Gophers offense, we'll take a look at their impact players, starting with redshirt sophomore quarterback Cole Holt, a perfect fit in this spread offense. Tremendous athlete with 86 speed, 86 agility, decent throw, or good throw power at 87, but throw accuracy passable there at 83. So we're going to try and force him into some tough spots and make him make some big throws here. 83 elusiveness, and he's been a 2-year starter now as he's starting over senior Mitch Leidner, who actually is a higher overall, but like I said, Holt just a better fit in the offense. At running back is Berkeley Edwards, 82 overall redshirt junior, 90 speed, 80 acceleration, but the agility lacking there at 78. Good carrying, good ball security at 86, but most notably a juke move there at 92. Leading the way in the receiving core, which I said was very deep, is Tavon Smith, the highest rated player on this team at 92 overall with the 92 speed, 98 acceleration, good agility, and just good ratings down the board for agility, awareness, catching, route running, catching traffic, good, 87 jumping. So he's the guy we're going to have to spend, pay most of our attention to in the passing game here, as we expect Minnesota to air it out quite a bit. 9 touchdown receptions last year, and so far this year averaging 14.3 yards per catch with 3 receiving touchdowns. And then we'll go down here to Eric Carter, the 4th receiver on the depth chart, but due to an injury to Drew Wolatarski, kind of moving up a little bit. Nothing over the top ratings-wise, but we've seen him already make a big impact. Entering this game, just 2 catches for 20 yards, and he eclipsed that on the first 2 plays for Minnesota this game. Now we'll just go down the offensive line with an 83 overall left tackle, a freshman, redshirt freshman at left guard at 75 overall, a true freshman at center at 74 overall, so we'll try to exploit them on the interior there on the left side. Isaac Hayes at right guard at 84 overall, and Jonah Persig, a 77 overall right tackle redshirt senior. And now we'll get back to the action. 6:01 remaining here, Minnesota with 4 receivers. Like I said, Eric Carter a little down the depth chart, so they do have some better options ahead of him, and they'll go with Donovan Jones there, the number 2 guy, 9-yard catch there on the slant. Now 2nd and 1 as the Golden Gophers get set back up. And Cole Holt's going to try and run for it, breaks the tackle there, and then brought down by Bobby Price. And that's going to be a sack for Price. Now 3rd and 2. Let's see if Marquette can force the 3 and out, get the ball back. Jones in motion. They are going to pass here. And nothing open on the quick concept there. Sticky coverage from Marquette. No one was open on that one. And Holt forced to just throw it away. And we are going to get the ball back here. And now Marquette back out there after punting last time out. I'm going to go with the weak flood here. One of my favorite concepts. I love the flood. And not that time. I missed that defender there. De Niro Laster had a prime opportunity for an interception, and Greg Walker bailed out that time. We have had a lot of dropped interceptions in the past couple games, as we are sporting a 3-game turnover-free streak, but with passes like that, we're at risk of snapping that. Watkins in motion. And we'll go with the read option here for Walker, and a lot of guys in the backfield that time. And nothing doing, -3, now 3rd and long. And now we have Greg Walker out there empty. Again, 5 receivers on the field for Marquette. As Walker takes the snap, we'll just dump that off for Coleman. And Coleman can't get ahead for the first down. Does get 7, but a 4th and 6. And we're going to trade punts. I think last week it took us a little bit to kind of get into an offensive rhythm. And kind of the same case here today. Another punt. As Eddie Stevens will get this one off. It's going to be fielded there from the 30. Probably a fair catch, as it is. And Minnesota will take over again now from the 30-yard line. Cole Holt and the offense back out there for the Golden Gophers. Harbison in motion. And Colt's going to give here for Edwards for the first time. A good lane there to the right side as he's tracked down by Chance Pellin. A good tackle there at the 45. Now first down, a quick snap from Minnesota. Holt's going to keep, and he has a lot of space. Good blocking downfield, still going. As Williamson can't bring him down, Holt's still going as Kenny Johnson finally tracks him down. And a huge run there from Holt, and I think a face mask as well. Tremendous vision on that run from Holt, and we are well aware of his athleticism. And he made his pay that time. Now they give to Edwards, and Price was there, but couldn't bring him down, missed the tackle. And Berkeley Edwards, a touchdown. Minnesota now up 10-0. And we'll get another studio update following the extra point. And Georgia falls number 10, and Vanderbilt just 2-5, 1-5 entering and they take down the Bulldogs. A huge upset here, as the Bulldogs have their third loss already, and they're probably going to plummet, maybe even outside the top 20. Then Texas Tech defeats Texas as the Longhorns. Another bad season. I think last year they were 4-8 or 5-7, and now already 3-3 with back-to-back losses. Last week losing the Red River rivalry to Oklahoma. Now Thad Archibald on for the return. We will take this one out, try and get something going. And it does open up the sideline there. He's just past the 40 and dragging a man out past midfield as Thad Archibald, 57-yard return down to Minnesota's 46. That's what we needed. We've been longing for a big return. Haven't really got any all season long. Now we'll start this drive again for Michael James, and he's lit up there on the edge. And that was senior linebacker Jack Lynn on the stop. And we'll start with him looking over Minnesota's defensive impact players. An 88 overall redshirt senior middle linebacker with good athleticism, good awareness, 92 tackle, 82 play rec, 83 block shed, 81 pursuit, plays the run well, and manageable backing coverage for a linebacker. And the 89 hit power, we saw that displayed here on that last play. Over his career, tremendous production with over, I want to say, like 250 tackles combined between assisted tackles and tackles, then 45 tackles for loss, 9 sacks, 17 pass deflections, and 3 forced fumbles. So just consistent production all 4 years of his college career, and I think he'll go down as one of the better linebackers in Minnesota history. I did mention as Minnesota having a pretty weak secondary, but they do have a good corner here in Eric Murray, an 82 overall with good athleticism, not over the top though, 88 speed, 89 acceleration, tremendous awareness, good man, good zone, good press, so good coverage, safety, but not the most athletic. Over his career, 6 interceptions and 16 pass deflections. Some good players in the front 7 for Minnesota, but no one really over like 80 overall, just a bunch of solid guys that we're going to try and compete with here today. Now 2nd and 10, Walker to pass. We have Jack Mason there, a quick one for 5, and that's usually what he gets. Now 3rd and 5 for Marquette in 4-down territory in this range of the field. Alexander give, and he stopped short. We can't really get anything going on these runs. And now 4th and 4 from the 39, and it is telling us to go for it here. Now, 4th and 4, we're going to go with something a little new here with the slants bubble. Probably look towards the right side, see if Pinson gets some space there. Looks like they closed in on it. We're going to have to go with a little run out, and we do get the conversion here to Pinson wide open, but it didn't develop as quickly as I would have liked, but we'll certainly take that result. So Marquette just barely hangs on for life there, and now a fresh set of downs here from the 30. I'll go back to Alexander here, nothing doing. And I think we are going to have to rely on the passing game heavily in this game, as I've said. Now 2nd and 10. But we will go back to a run here. Alexander gets good blocking there. Heidemann on the pole, but just ran into a pile. Now 3rd and 9. Nothing doing again. Now another 3rd down for the Golden Eagles, this time from the 29. Walker to pass. And we're almost picked off again. I don't know how they're not coming down with any of these. That guy, Norman, read that tremendously for Pinson. That was a bad read on my part. Just threw it right to him. And now from the 29, we are going to go for it again on 4th down outside field goal range. What a bad read that was. Yikes. And I promise I did not mess with the interception slider. It really does feel like it, though. Scott and Walkport in motion here on 4th and 9. And probably hit the wrong button there. I was trying to go for Y and panicked. Another turnover on downs here. And Minnesota going to get it back. Just got to be better there. Super flat out of the gate on offense. Minnesota already up 10-0 with the ball back. Holt, a delay give for Edwards. Tripped up there by Watkins in the backfield. And then finally a few guys get home there. Loss of 3. And Clay Diamond accredited with that tackle for loss. Now 2nd and 13. Minnesota from the 25. Wozniak in motion. Holt to pass. He's going to run this time. And we really got to get a spy on him. Good tackle there by Pelland. But I think on one of these Holt scrambles, maybe we'll be able to force a fumble. Minnesota does hurry back, get one more snap off here in this first quarter. And it's just going to be a throwaway. So 10-0 lead here from Minnesota heading into the second quarter. Marquette super flat on offense. A couple missed opportunities, especially that 4th down that they just stopped us on. But hopefully our defense can respond and get the ball back. And hopefully our offense can find some rhythm here. Now 2nd and 10 as we start the second quarter from the 40. Delay give there for Edwards. And of course they counter our dime look very well as Kevin Davis finally tracks him down, and 27 yards for Edwards. 1st and 10, Minnesota now set up in Marquette territory. And again they'll go back to Edwards. And great run blocking up front. A huge stiff arm there on Lenny Butler. Get off me. And Edwards takes it all the way. What was that, 60 yards on 2 carries? That one for 33. And Minnesota now up 17-0 early in this second quarter. And nothing up front at all. I mean, obviously just 5 guys there in the front 7, I believe, there in the dime look. But still not good look out there as UCLA defeats Army, gives the Black Knights their first loss. As UCLA now 4-3, they entered the year at number 3 in the nation, I believe, and then lost their first 2 games, but now winners of 4 out of their last 5. Paul Perkins at running back for that team. Notre Dame, number 7, takes down Stanford by 3, as Malik Zaire, another 3 touchdown passes. He currently leads the Heisman watch. Now the Marquette offense desperate for some life here, already down 3 possessions early on in this one. We did come back down 14-0 against Pittsburgh a few weeks ago, but this is a little bit different story. And we just go with the short concept here. Nothing really open. Do have Sam Manning there at the sideline. And Manning, the running back, makes a 17-yard catch for number 17. I've said all along, I really like Manning's ability as a pass catcher. But he really hasn't seen the field as much as other guys like Alexander, James, and Jones. Now Manning in motion. As Walker will keep, and again brought down there. And a big play off the edge there by the linebacker. De Niro Laster. We really haven't had much success on the read options as of late. Typically a play that would work well for us. Now 2nd and 14. Walker out there empty again. We get that Archibald involved here on the out route. And that just gets 5. Sets up a more manageable 3rd and 9. And we're talking about Sam Manning. So we do have 4 underclassmen at running back now. But next year, Mario McBride, the transfer from Northwestern, will also be eligible. So we're going to have a huge logjam, and maybe Manning someone we transition to receiver. 3rd and 9 now, 5 receivers on the field for Marquette. Walker to pass. Doug Childress wide open downfield, see if we can hit him, and we do. Doug Childress, another big catch, and he seems like he makes a big catch every week. Not the fastest at just 83, 84 speed, but tremendous route runner and tremendous catching traits, and the JUCO receiver making a huge impact yet again. Now 1st and 10 from the 10. We go with Archibald here on the jet sweep. Redirects, finds some space up the middle, and a good run there. 7 yards for the senior. Now 2nd and 3 from the 3. And Walker is going to pass. Malcolm Graham there, and he finds him for the touchdown. Malcolm Graham has been racking up the touchdown catches. Not so much the receptions or the yardage, but a tremendous goal line threat there at the end zone. And we're going to miss him. We're going to have a new starting tight end next year for the 3rd time in 3 seasons. Now Marquette finally some life on offense, really led by that Doug Childress 40-plus yard catch to set up that Malcolm Graham touchdown reception. Now Eddie Stevens on for another kickoff. And it is going to be fielded here by Smith, the highest rated player on this Minnesota team. Good blocking, busted up the middle, and a good tackle there. I'm not sure who that was. I think Kevin Davis there, 27-yard return from Smith. So at least the Golden Eagles finally on the board. Let's see if the defense can respond better here. Probably not going to throw any more dime looks out there. Holt, a weak one there, maybe slipped, and that's going to go for an incompletion. Holt from the shotgun as he drops back to pass. Always a threat to run, though, as he is going to do just that. Breaks a tackle and still going. Finally brought down there by Lenny Butler. Another 11 yards for Holt and a 1st down, already up to 86 rushing yards. Now 1st and 10 here from the 37. Wozniak in motion. Holt will pass. Has a man there towards the sidelines, Harbison, and another good tackle by Butler, limiting that to just 6 yards. 2nd and 4, Minnesota rushes back to the line. Tavon Smith in motion. Holt again will run, and we can't bring him down. Then finally Antonio Carr meets him there one-on-one, but still a 1st down from Holt, and now over 90 rushing yards. So about that spy, still haven't really got a spy on him a lot of these plays. We'll go back to the running game here for Edwards. And a decent run there, spins off the line and gets 4. 2nd and 6 now. Minnesota across midfield. Might have been offside there as Edwards another carry, and he's having a huge day on just 7 gives. I think almost 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. So both Holt and Edwards having their way on the run via the running game so far today. Holt will fake the screen, and he'll take off again, brought down by Mike Johnson. Still 2 yards there for Holt, 2nd and 8. Now over halfway through this second quarter as we wind down this first half. Holt again will run, but this time brought down by Rob Bain. Just ran right into the pile, and Bain, now his 10th sack, tying Gavin Battaglia's single season record back from year 1, and we're only halfway through this season. And now I believe Bain does lead the nation in sacks. He came in a half sack behind Elijah Daniel from Auburn, but with that one, now at double digits on the season. Holt back to pass. They go with the screen here for Edwards as Kenny Johnson off a block in to make the tackle. 4th down. And I think Minnesota does have a very good field goal kicker. It's going to be a 55-yard attempt. Already 1 for 1 with a 28-yarder. This one about double the distance now at 55 yards. This to make it a 13-point game, and it's long enough. And I thought it was going to hook in, but it does not, as that's wide left. And Marquette still down just 10. So the Marquette offense back out there with 3 minutes remaining in this first half. Walker will drop back here. And that was a little offline, and Lockport overran where I wanted him to go. Incompletion, Jacqueline on the pass deflection. On the season, Walker, I believe, now 8 touchdown passes to just 3 interceptions. A 2nd and 10 here. And we'll give to Dusty Alexander. And again, nothing really going in the running game. Now on 3rd and 9, we'll come out in the shotgun empty quads with Manning as a receiver. And you see that Y. He might be open on that 9. It doesn't really look like he'll have much contest there. We're going to roll to the right. Try to let it develop, but it does not. As we sit in the pocket, or outside the pocket, try to get RB, but the infamous right bumper button not working for us that time, as we're going to have to punt here. Wasted opportunity. And something else with this team, we have done a good job at limiting sacks in recent weeks, I must say. Although Justin Hill, our right tackle, already 4 sacks allowed on the season, already exceeding last year's mark. And that's going to be fielded on the punt return by Carter from the 23. And a good play there by Kevin Muller getting off a block and making the stop. Now a minute and a half remaining in the half. Minnesota all their timeouts. Now they start from the 35. Holt from the shotgun now. 1st down for Minnesota as they take back over. And that's almost picked off by Lenny Butler. Closed down on that one tremendously, but couldn't hang on. And that might have been a pick 6 going the other way. Now 2nd and 10. Holt takes a snap. We'll give to Edwards, and he's tracked down there by Antonio Carr in backside pursuit. Tremendous play there by Carr. He's cooled off a little bit in recent weeks, but still our top DN, and he still makes an impact. Now 3rd and 13. I was thinking about calling a timeout here, but we'll just let it play out and see how it goes. As Minnesota does convert, and they get Tavon Smith just streaking upfield 20 yards there. And Minnesota still with all their timeouts as they convert there on 3rd and 13. Now 1st down as we hit the minute mark left in this half. Holt to pass. He'll dump that off for Wozniak, the tight end, and a good play by Bobby Price getting right there to make the stop, and Minnesota takes a timeout. Minnesota already at 256 total yards of offense. Marquette just under 100 at 97. Holt to pass here. And he will go for Jones there on the slant, and Lenny Butler takes him down. 3rd and 2 now. Minnesota takes another timeout. Holt from the shotgun on 3rd and 2. Minnesota at the 39. And Holt's going to keep here, and Carr couldn't make the play as Butler gets down there to make the stop. But Minnesota converts, and now Holt at 99 rushing yards on 9 carries. And now 1st and 10, time still ticking down here. Holt to pass. And I thought Clark was going to get down there to intercept it, but he does force the incompletion. Now 2nd and 10. Holt takes the snap. He's going to run this time. He brought down by Mike Johnson on the shoestring tackle. Looks like he was going to break free, but Johnson, great play there, limiting him to just the 1 yard. And now it's 3rd and 9. Now 20 seconds remaining in the half. Minnesota still with the timeout. Not sure why they're letting so much time run off here. And Holt shakes Bain there in the backfield. And we are going to get the stop now. 4th and 9, 11 seconds remaining. And it is going to bring up a 48-yard field goal. And now to make it a 20-7 game, the kick is up right down the middle, and that's good. That was a nice kick. And the Golden Gophers now up 20-7, 8 seconds remaining here in this first half. Now we're not going to do anything crazy here. We'll just call a draw play and take it into halftime. And still nothing doing as we lose 2. And I think we might just have to abandon the running game altogether. Not the best half of football from our Marquette Golden Eagles as we trailed 20-7. We got to put it together here in the second half. Only down 13, and we do start with the ball, so it wouldn't be, it wouldn't be like a remarkable comeback by any means, but certainly still we have to put it together and just play a little more complete game, especially on offense, and limit the big plays on defense. They're gashing us through the running game, but I feel like we're kind of coming together a little bit, but we're definitely going to get the spy going a little bit more as Cole Holt obviously loves to just take off and run on those dropbacks. Minnesota putting together a clean game, and I think it is going to come down to the turnover differential. Still no turnovers for either side, but I think that's going to ultimately play the difference if one team does turn it over in this one. So we're going to start with the ball in the second half and try to put together a better effort here as we try to work the comeback. Now, 1st and 15, a delay of game to start the half. I forgot I still had conservative clock on. We're going to start with the screen here for Alexander, and the D tackle stays home and makes the big time loss. Now 2nd and 20, and we're just losing 5 here on back-to-back plays. So the false start and then a -5 there on the screen, and we're just shooting ourselves in the foot. Now 2nd and 20, and Walker will drop back here. Scott and Walkport over the middle just for 6, and now 3rd and 14. Scott and Walkport's first catch of the game. Marquette just 1 out of 6 on 3rd down. Walker takes the snap. We have Archibald downfield, and we can't find him. He was open there, but it hits the ground, skips for an incompletion. 4th and 14, and we're going to have to punt here. 3 and out to start the half, not what we wanted. Eddie Stevens on for another punt. His 4th of the day, 3rd or 4th of the day. And it's not a good game if we're seeing a lot of Eddie Stevens. This one towards the sideline. It'll be fielded from the 33 by Carter. As a good team effort there from Davis and Clark to bring him down. So just barely over a minute into this half, Minnesota already with the ball. Holt will give for Edwards, and he's stopped there at midfield after 6. Berkeley Edwards, a tremendous day, now at 89 rushing yards. 2nd and 4 now, and they'll give right back to Edwards, and a couple Marquette defenders there to make the stop, but still a 1st down. 1st and 10, Holt now directly under center as he is going to pass. And he's going to be brought down for the sack, and that's Reggie Watkins, the senior D tackle, his 1st year as a starter, and we needed a big play. Holt was about to tuck it and run, had a lot of time there in the pocket, but Watkins gets home and gets the sack. Now 2nd and 18, Minnesota knocked out of Marquette territory. Another give for Edwards as he broke a tackle and gets ahead for 5 back to midfield. 3rd and 13 as Minnesota hurries back. Holt to pass. And he's going to be brought down. This time it's Mike Johnson coming off the edge and getting him from the blind side. 2 sacks on this set for Marquette. And Johnson gets underneath there, and both D ends got home that time. So we trade punts. Pinson will field this one from his own 17. He's going to break this up the left side. And he's a good tackle there, one-on-one. 19 yards for Pinson, brought down to the 37. Marquette better field position than last time, and also it helps we didn't start with a false start, or delay of game rather. Jones in motion, haven't seen much of him out of the backfield. Walker does have time to throw. He gets Archibald this time downfield, as Archibald 22 yards to the 41 in Minnesota territory. Marquette a quick strike there to set him up in Golden Gopher territory. Now a read option for Walker. This time it works good. Look at that pancake from Heidemann. Couldn't barely get the edge, but still breaks the tackle. And Walker, the read option works that time for 15. Great blocking. And look at that Heidemann pancake there in the 2nd level. Love to see that. 1st and 10 now from the 27. Walker to pass again. There's stat. Archibald towards the sideline. Archibald makes the grab, and he's thrown out inside the 5. Another 22 yards for Archibald. 2 big catches on this drive. It sets us up now inside the 5. 1st and goal. Now Marquette from the 4. 1st and goal to give to Alexander, and he trips ahead for the touchdown. And Marquette back within 1 score. Good way to open the half. Despite that 3 and out early on, our defense responded, and then our offense. A quick scoring drive here. And we're now back in it with the extra point. It'll be a 6-point game. And let's see if our defense can hang strong again here. Castillo, the kick is up, and it's in. 20-14, 4:32 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Now the kickoff will be fielded by Carter again. And he has a hole there through the left side, breaks a Jack Mason tackle, and then brought down by Randy Carpenter, a 33-yard return from Carter as he gets to the 32. Now this is a spot, if you're the Marquette defense, where you got to preserve momentum here and hopefully get the ball back into the hands of your offense, still down just one score. Quick strike there for Wozniak for 6, now 2nd and 4. Minnesota back in the shotgun. And they'll give for Edwards. Marshall read that really well, and he'll get the tackle for loss, now a 3rd and 6. Minnesota just 2 for 7 on 3rd down. Neither side really performing well in these spots. 3rd and 6 now from the 36. Holt making an adjustment. And he'll drop back for a pass. And Chance Pelham comes on. Can't make the interception, but still will take it. 4th and 6, and it looks like we're going to get the ball back. Now Marquette with the ball back, a chance to take the lead after trailing 17-0 early on. We'll give it to Craig Jones here. He's been providing a lot of energy out of the backfield, but again, our running game cannot get going, and Laster, his 3rd tackle for loss. Walker from the shotgun now 2nd and 11 as he takes the snap. We have Malcolm Graham streaking there towards the sideline. He makes the catch, and he'll get the 1st down. Fresh set now for Marquette after the conversion, as they'll give to Craig Jones. Finds a hole, and Craig Jones ahead for 11, our biggest run of the day so far. Craig Jones still out there. Marquette now from the 45. And they will give it right back to Jones. Works it to the outside. Good speed to the perimeter as he works up the sideline to the 40. And a quick 16 from Craig Jones. 1st and 10. Marquette now in Minnesota territory. Walker directly under center takes the snap. Trying to get Archibald over the middle, but couldn't get off the body there. Physical play from Nelson keeping Archibald behind him as he was there to make a play on the ball. Marquette has clawed their way back in the yardage battle. Now just 2 shy of 200 on the day. Walker out there empty, and he takes the snap. Go for Childress there at the sideline, lobs it up, and Childress, what a catch there at the sideline, hauls that one in with ease. And a 14-yard grab there. Childress now 61 yards on just 2 grabs. Another clean game from Greg Walker, although a couple easy interceptions dropped. We don't forget about those. And we'll give for Manning now, his first carry of the game, had a 17-yard catch earlier, and now a 6-yard carry. Marquette has been very good in the red zone, though, this season, I must say. I don't know if we've turned it over at all in the red zone. 2nd and 4 now. Walker to pass. And I misread that route from Pinson. I forgot he was going to break it back inside. A wasted opportunity there. Minnesota brought pressure, and we probably had a better read that time. Marquette just 1 for 7 on 3rd down here. 3rd and 4 inside the red zone. I think we're playing 4-down territory here. We'll give it to Mike James. He does get the 1st down. A nice hole opens up as he gets 7. Haven't really heard much from him today. Now 1st and 10, Marquette from the 13. And they'll go with the play action. Walker sets. He throws to Mason, and Jack Mason makes the catch there for 7. Marquette now inside the 10. 2nd and 3 now as this 3rd quarter winds down. Mike James another carry, and he's going to get ahead for the touchdown as Marquette ties it up. Down 17-0. We've now fought back to make it a 20-20 game. 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd, and we are going to take the lead pending the extra point. Now Minnesota trails for the first time. Eddie Stevens on for the kickoff following the Castillo extra point. It's going to be towards the left sideline here. Carter, let's see if he can work some more magic. A big pancake there as Eddie Stevens, giving chase, can't make it, can work towards him as Chris Carter finally does bring him down there at the 30, but I think it is going to come back for a clipping. So a clipping call there on Tavon Smith brings it all the way now back to the 34. I'm sorry, the 33. 1st and 10 as they give to Edwards. And Clay Diamond cleans that one up. Bobby Price, a good read to diagnose that run and get there, but Clay Diamond, another tackle for loss. It seemed like Edwards was going to eclipse 100 yards with ease, but now just at 96 as we're now through the 3rd quarter. Tremendous fight on home field here from our Marquette Golden Eagles, overcoming a 17-point deficit early on as we now lead. Let's see if our defense can close out strong here, as we have forced some timely turnovers during this 4-game win streak, and let's see if we can provide that yet again here. Minnesota from the 33 here to start this 4th quarter. a 2nd and 10 as they trail by 1. Holt will keep their fake as he's going to be brought down there by Rob Bain. Just 3 yards for number 3, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 7. Holt going to set up a screen here for Edwards as Reggie Watkins gets there to make the stop. No gain. 4th and 8, and I think Marquette's getting the ball back. Marquette really has come along as this game has gone on. Now we do have the ball back. 7:16 remaining in one of those spots where hopefully we can milk the clock and get a score and at least make it a 4-point game. As we say, 4 yards there for Craig Jones. Now 2nd and 6. Entering this game, Alexander, our leading rusher, but Jones led in yards per carry. Great pace today, I think 6 yards per carry so far, although that will go down a little bit as he gets nothing that time. Now 3rd down. 3rd and 6 now for the Golden Eagles, just 25% thus far in these spots. Wrong button there. I don't know how we did not throw an interception there. Wow. Huge break there, and I think that was the 2nd time today I hit the wrong button, and an awful time for that bad spot. Although luckily it was not intercepted. I do not know how. We should have thrown like 3 interceptions in this game. Still no turnovers for either side as Marquette will have to punt now. 6:14 remaining in this game. And Stevens finally gets that one off. It's going to be fielded from the 25 by Carter. And again, Mike Carroll, a strong play there on special teams. Carter only gets 6. Minnesota down 1. 6:08 remaining from the 33. This Minnesota offense, a huge string of big plays early, but have since gone stagnant. Holt back to pass again here. He'll swing that for Edwards. Edwards shakes Williamson off and then brought down by Marshall. Just 1 yard gain there. Now 2nd and 9. Minnesota gets back to the line quickly. Delay give there for Edwards. And again, he's held in check. Antonio Carr there, the tackle for loss. Now a 3rd and long for the Golden Gophers. 3rd and 11, a big spot here for Minnesota to convert. Holt, he's going to be brought down by Bain yet again. And Cole Holt's processing back there, not the best. We've seen him just drop back and run. Not even really looking for the pass there, just sitting in the pocket. And Rob Bain, he's just too good. What a gift we got after he transferred from Illinois back in year 1. So Marquette gets the ball back again here, leading by 1. Minnesota offense failed to put anything together. Less than 5 remaining in this game. Let's see if we can execute here and milk the rest of it. Mike James the opening give here as he'll get 3. 2nd and 7. Dusty Alexander checks back in. Hasn't really had a great day, although he does have a touchdown. That time just runs into his block and gets 3. Now a 3rd and 4. 3rd and 4 now halfway through this 4th quarter. Let's see what Marquette decides to do here. They are going to pass. Try to squeeze that one in for Archibald, and finally they do come down with an interception. It's Eric Murray. And I thought we had Archibald there in a soft spot back in the zone, but kind of led Archibald too far. And Archibald's lack of size in that situation just not going to get it done. And I said earlier, whoever makes the game-changing play, forces a turnover, is likely going to come away with the win. And Minnesota executes in that spot. Eric Murray, the senior, who we highlighted earlier, a big-time play. Now Minnesota in a prime spot to take over here and take the lead. They're going to hit Wozniak, the tight end, as Clay Diamond couldn't stick with him there in coverage. And 30 yards there for Wozniak. And now Minnesota, a ton of life here. A big strike offensively. And Holt will keep as he's stopped by Antonio Carr yet again. And that's going to go for a 6-yard loss. At one point, Holt was over 100 rushing yards, but now with all the sacks and another tackle for loss from Antonio Carr on the edge. And now he's only at 71 rushing yards, 3rd and 20 for the Golden Gophers. Wow, Minnesota really forcing themselves back. A 3rd and 20 now. Probably just barely in field goal range. Wozniak going to go in motion as we hit the 3-minute mark here in this 4th quarter. Holt to pass. And he's going to be brought down again. I think he ran into his own block. And Carr will get credit for the sack. Antonio Carr, 8 tackles, 5 for loss. And that time Holt just runs into his own man. And Carr gets credited with a sack. Now a 53-yard field goal attempt to take the lead. And this one should be interesting. Hit from 48 earlier, but missed from 55 or 56. 4th and 28 for Minnesota as they went backwards 18 yards. Now 2.5 minutes remaining. It looks like they'll just let the clock dribble all the way down. 10 seconds now left on the game clock. I'm sorry, on the play clock. We had a bunch of guys like jumping offside here. And the snap is off. The kick is up. And it looks like it's going to be good as Minnesota takes the lead on the long field goal. Now up 23-21. 2:15 remaining for Marquette. All our timeouts. And pretty even overall. 23-21. 53 plays for Minnesota. 48 for Marquette. Minnesota leads in yardage by 31. 2:15 remaining. And we haven't had a situation like this in quite a while. You know, a late drive to try and win the game. So we probably have to get to like the 20-yard line for a game-winning field goal attempt. So we have to go at least like 55 here. Greg Walker back to pass. Stares down the barrel there and almost takes a sack, but his hit as he throws and maybe a little rattled now. See how Greg Walker responds to interception and a big hit there. We are going to go to Craig Jones. Good blocking develops. Craig Jones, another big run as he's had many of these late in games as he works across the 50. And that sets us up in prime range now. Just 6 rushes for Jones, 58 yards. And I think we might have to make him the feature back. Who needs the passing game when you have Craig Jones just ripping big ones off like that consistently every week? Now less than 2 minutes remaining. Marquette in Minnesota territory. Walker to pass. A quick one there for Craig Watkins, the freshman tight end. And that's going to pick up 4. 2nd and 6 as we hit a minute and a half remaining in this game. Craig Jones still out there as Craig Watkins goes in motion. They'll give right back to Craig Jones. And he's going to take this outside, and he's going to work into field goal range potentially. Another spin move there as he works in the 20 and add on the face mask. What a swing there. Just Craig Jones, a one-man show out there. Now, if you're Minnesota, do you let Marquette score? Or do you try and go for a stop? Alexander there. Just a little rush up the middle to keep the clock moving. And now down to the 7. Minnesota still not going to take a timeout. And now that we take the field, now that puts it all the way down now at 41 seconds. So I think we'll call one more play just to line up a field goal. Didn't really line it up well. Okay, Minnesota does take a timeout now. 37 seconds, 3rd and goal. I think we'll just give one to Jeff Harris here. And then maybe try for a field goal. Greg Walker bailed out on this drive. Didn't really have to do much. Craig Jones, just like I said, a one-man show out there. Now we'll give to Jeff Harris as he stopped. And Minnesota takes another timeout. So maybe could have played this a little bit better. I wasn't really expecting to go for the touchdown in this spot. I'll just take the field goal. But still, Minnesota, a timeout remaining. And still some time. Castillo on for the chip shot to take the lead. That's up and good. So Marquette now up 24-23, but plenty of time here for the Golden Gophers. 33 seconds, a timeout, and a very good kicker on their team. It's going to be pivotal here to get a good good coverage here on this kickoff. Limit Minnesota's pursuit for field goal range. Carter will field this from his own end zone. Good blocking. As he's going to work that up to the 40. And I think maybe just like 25 yards, they might be in field goal range. All right, so there's no way they run it here, right? We'll throw out the dime package again here. Obviously a passing situation. Holt in the shotgun. And he is going to pass. Swing that out for Wozniak. And Wozniak's not going to get ahead for the first down. So a wasted opportunity there as time will continue to tick. And I think you probably should have just took a timeout. You allowed so much time off the clock. And they're just going to spike it here. 12 seconds remaining. 3rd and 5 for Minnesota. 1 timeout left. The Golden Gophers now 2 for 11 on 3rd down. Of course, you need the conversion here. There you go. Fake. And hold a quick pass there for Smith. And he can't hang on. A huge hit from Kenny Johnson to jar it free. And that's a big play. And now 4th and 5. It all comes down to this. Holt to pass. Let's go downfield. And Carter made the grab. And he kept the foot in. Kevin Davis all over him. Oh my goodness. Davis was right there in coverage. And Eric Carter. What a game. We saw him earlier. Those 2 catches for 40 yards. He's been great on kickoffs. And no way Minnesota just got that one. We'll call a timeout to ice the kicker. But it looks like the Golden Gophers are going to steal a win here in Milwaukee. No way, they just connected on that one. Cole Holt to Eric Carter. And let's see if they knock through this game-winning chip shot. As that's up and good, and Marquette falls here on home field. And maybe we could have managed the end of this game a little bit better, but my goodness, we've just got we've suffered a bunch of bad beats in this series, especially this year going back to week 1, the Memphis Miracle in Milwaukee, and now we get some semblance of that, the Minnesota Miracle in Milwaukee. What a catch there from Eric Carter, and he's going to be in my nightmares tonight. Marquette's 4-game winning streak snapped, as we now fall to 4-3. Minnesota, tremendous win, and just a good game overall. We had that turnover, and like I said, that was going to be the difference, which ultimately it was. But even in a losing effort, I still appreciate these close games, and these ones are a lot of fun, even though we are now 4-3, but a good response there after 0-2. Next week, we travel to Nebraska, and I believe the Cornhuskers are going to be ranked, so that's going to be a fun one. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I wish we could have got a win here in this close game, but as long as it's close, entertaining, and somewhat realistic, I'm happy with the result. So we fall here on home field, 26-24 against Minnesota, but next week we'll try and get back to our winning ways as we try to avoid falling to 500. We want to stay above 500, advance to 5-3. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, it's been real, and be well. I'll see you next time.